ついたら悲しみは消え去るだろう。どんな場所に行けば苦しみは薄れるだろう。時は駆けゆく青白き馬、伸ばすその手に未来はあるか。夜明けは赤き物言わぬ竜、争うことに終わりはあるの。果てない空よ抱いてほしい、答えて空よ、空に続く道はあるの。 I can do anything, anything、 それでも生きて明日へ。誰も抗うことの叶わない運命がある。何度背を向けてもその羽に連れ去られてしまう。人は消えゆくひとひらの雪、愛も望みも散りゆくのなら、心はどこへ向かえばいいの。分かり合うのは愚かでしょうか。闇が光を映している、たどり着けると祈る想いを照らすように。 I can do anything, anything、 それでも生きて明日へ、明日へ。教えて空よ生きる意味を、遥かな空よ星は罪を許しますか、許しますか。 I can do anything, anything, anything、 果てない空よ抱いてほしい、答えて空よ、空に空に続く希望はあるの。そこに愛はあるの。 I can do anything, anything、 それでも生きて明日へ、それでも生きて。
That song was one from one of the Gundam The Origin endings. Can't remember exactly which episode was that, but I don't think it's relevant at this time. It's important that it exists. And if they decide to come after me, so be it. I like the song. Anyway, good evening, afternoon, or whatever time of the day it is in your part of the world, and tonight we are hopefully, as outlined, finishing Shadowrun Hong Kong custom campaign, Caldecott Caper, because they came after us. Not in person, but through their proxies, the HPF. They almost killed my wife. So they gotta pay. And they will pay. As soon as Shadowrun launches, of course, because it seems to be experiencing a bit of a connectivity issue as we're speaking. It tries to connect to the server, to the cloud server, but it seems that it's not working as intended. Now I'm gonna give it one more try, and if not, we are going to switch things up a little bit. Okay, now we're gonna do the second option, which is turning Steam on and off again, like it does work with the computers. And while we're waiting, time to fill in the awkward silence with, of course, some mundane questions like, how was your day? Did you eat good? Are you enjoying yourself? And there we go, that seems to have done the trick, so hallelujah. There we go. You need to ask me something. Alright then, shoot. Am I okay? Yeah, no floods in here, but there were floods over in the city. My brother luckily reemerged from them unscathed. So, all good on that end over there. Hopefully he didn't even get sick from that rain. Fingers crossed, we'll see him tomorrow evening. Now then, where were we? Anything we need to add? There we go. So, Sable's choice. Hellraiser, he gets spellcasting. Or he get... No, wait, that's Dorby. For some reason. So, Dorby gets Hellraiser. Pushes herself even further, gaining an additional +1 to her willpower and spellcasting. Could be useful. Or... Body and armor. Dorby shrugs off those who try to stop her. +1 to body and armor. She's kind of squishy, so I'm thinking we go for that. Now for Rafik, we've got Man of Faith, Clear Sight. Rafik buffs all nearby allies with an aim effect, boosting their chance to hit. Very useful. Or 1,000 Cuts. Unique spell that inflicts a bleed effect on all enemies within a radius of 2, inflicting 5 HP damage per turn for 3 turns. Now, Clear Sight is the superior choice. And for Sable, we've got a choice between Hacker, Fairlight Excalibur, upgrade to his deck, or his more combat utility, Serrated Cutlass. Sable modifies his old Cutlass to Brutal effect, crafting a weapon that strips armor and bleeds targets. Let's go for an upgrade to his deck, if we can. Come on now. Fine, I guess no upgrade for you. Do I have karma points to spare? I do. I think it's time for us to invest a little bit into... where is it? Spellcasting, I suppose? Or maybe a little bit into... Melee combat. Where is it? Right here. Like so, and so. So we can actually get ourselves a better melee combat, or rather melee weapon. Something that I have been neglecting to get myself for a while. Now with melee 5 we should be able to get... where is it? There. Either Ardent Phoenix or Distant Storms Foretold. So Distant Storms Foretold. A katana forged to disable and harry targets. May do AP damage on a critical hit. On crit, does an additional -1 AP shock damage for 2 rounds. Sounds great. As opposed to my other options, which are Hand-Forged Katana, damage 5, and Ardent Phoenix, which was Close Combat 4, Chi Casting 3. Runes have been etched into this katana, capable of producing flames when striking a target. On crit, will ignite the target for 5 to 7 additional damage. Nope, Distant Storms Foretold is the superior choice. Next we're gonna buy some platinum kits, or rather a platinum kit, and a premium med kit. Cram, maybe hyper. No, not hyper. We're gonna get us Relaxin for Dorby. We do got a lot of stuff, but it pays to be prepared. And now we are out of here. Croyn let one clue slip. Shiawase is somehow connected to whatever just happened. You might be able to find answers at their office back in San Francisco. It may be some time before you have a chance to restock. Make sure you have purchased any necessary equipment and upgraded your crew prior to heading out. We're ready. They're gonna pay for what they did. After weeks of meticulous planning, it feels jarring to leap into a mission with zero preparation. You have no choice. With every passing second, Percy draws closer to death. Croyn said that Shiawase Biotech had answers, therefore, you must race back to Dogpatch and find them. The mini-tunnel route still remains open, so you grimly advance through the grime, leading your team on a desperate bid for salvation. Cora, Ambulatory Decker. No more observing from the sidelines. It's time to act. What deck has she got? Novatech Slim Case 10. 6 programs, 3 ESPs, 5 evasion, 225 IP, which is HP in the Matrix, 4 AP. Sable's got... Wait, Sable's got the same. Novatech Slim Case 10. So we're gonna take Rafik, we're gonna take Dorby, and you know, for this one, we are gonna take Cora. I've got everything in order. 2 med kits, 2 trauma kits, frag grenade, volte grenade. Rafik will take a trauma kit and relaxin. Dorby, you're also getting a gold trauma kit, another premium med kit, or maybe not, maybe Bliss. No, I think Bliss is gonna go on me. Like so. Now, Dorby will take relaxin. And I'm thinking smart proximity grenades. Thank you, Sable. As for Cora, I suppose we can give her another premium medkit. Cram might be a bit superfluous. Then again, maybe Cram is exactly what I need. Plus 3 AP and 2 movement for 1 round. For that short, controlled burst of carnage. In case things go wrong. Alright. Alright. Don't fail me now, game. Don't fail me now. Otherwise, I will be somewhat disappointed with how things are turning out. There we go. Knock knock, MFers. It's your lucky day, and by lucky I mean unlucky. The rest of you are gonna need to move up as well, at least to here. Same with you, Dorby. And Cora. She's no longer in a wheelchair. She can move. She can talk, she can talk, she can sing. Or at least her weapons will do the singing. Like so. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas. Dr. Zayas, Dr. Zayas. I will not stop. Can't stop, won't stop. After all, it is Spooktober, and therefore the Simpsons Tree House of Horror special is right around the corner. Just a week away. Woohoo! And you feel it, guys? I am so happy about this information. The Simpsons Tree House of Horror. Right around the corner. Just a week away. Next, how about we go for a good old flamethrower over here. Very good. Very good indeed. And no, that was the flamethrower. We threw the fireball. I'm just in a good mood tonight. That's all I can say. I shouldn't be too worried because otherwise I'm gonna start suffering all sorts of adverse effects, and I would rather not. I'd rather be happy than sad all the time. Alright, bad doggies get cut down to pieces by my sword. And stripped of their AP, for their insolence. One more. There we go. Looks like nobody is here. Not even in the conference room, I imagine. Yep, everything's closed down, so down we go, I imagine. No, we're back at that same floor, it seems. No welcoming committee? No welcoming committee is here. Ah, but we do have a jack point. So, Cora, get on it. Let's see. Medic, suppression, erosion, killer, and blaster. Yeah, all good here. Maybe some ESPs as well, like shield and firewall. And let's see what we can find. We got us a firewall here. There's the train protocols that we already grabbed. We won't need them at this point. One down. Two down. That one's for Percy. Indeed. I'll blast them all to bits. ready? Here we go. Once more with feeling. There we go. Much better. Disable the fire. Lower the firewall. Firewall to central junction disabled. Another welcoming committee with a camera guarding the camera feed. Yep, get a little closer. Can't see any of you out here. So, there you go. You won't stop me. You won't stop me. For justice, for meta-humanity. And no, not Hololivian justice. Although I do wish we had Cecilia Immergreen at our side. Or is it by our side? At any rate, we're going to be dead soon enough. One more. There we go. Now the camera feed. Funny they got camera feed with a higher block rating than the firewall. Now the camera feed is under our control once again, for the time being. Redirecting camera feeds. Grab that toggle. And for the final piece of puzzle, No, that's not what I was going to do. I forgot that this was supposed to be something else. Something else being jack out immediately. So, back to where we were. What do you mean by line 2? Not sure I understood you correctly there, so I'll let this one slide. Ah, line 2 on the hack. Yes, you were a little late on that one. not gonna stop me now. There we go, turret targeting system in case they managed to reinstall it while we were away. Turrets overloaded, shutting down. I'll take that one too. And now we can get out of here. Provided we can sidestep any more surprises from our Confederate friends, everything should be fine. Now let's get out of here. But before we do that, let's have another look around the place in case we are gonna miss something important. Hopefully we won't. We're gonna need to have everything go to our advantage. Ah, there's Dorby. She was just hiding right behind Cora. For a second I thought we lost her. Back in here as well. Only this time there's a lot more guards around. Hellhound, security captain, enforcer, mage, a drone, which implies there's a rigger somewhere nearby. In the thaumaturgical wing we've got another rigger with a security drone, conjurer, heavy, security captain, mage. The executive suite seems to be empty, and we don't need to go into that wing anymore. Let's get cracking. Go. A good blur is always worth it. Dorby moves up and can start throwing around her flamethrower. As for Cora, I'm thinking we can place her, well, here. Anyone needs healing? Nobody besides me. We can live without that. Geek the mage first. I do not appreciate that. There's the grenade. Now I'm gonna need Horror to kill me up. Did I say Horror to kill me up? Sometimes I impress even myself. More. There we go. Now, Grey Bear Totem. And start shooting at the mage. One more. Down she goes. Break out the fireball. Don't miss. I'll take it. It's a decent miss as far as misses go. And you know what? Strip armor on the drone would be good in case you wouldn't have missed. So I suppose we are just blasting away at a Hellhound. Yeah, this'll be good. Nothing personal, mate. Nothing personal. I just need you to die because you're being a pain in the arse. I don't appreciate voltaic grenades, though. So, armor up on Korra. And start blasting away. Now, Dorby, can you strip armor off that drone one more time? You still cannot. Fine. Guess we're just gonna do this the old-fashioned way. Just barely dead. So once again, Korra. Send that enforcer packing. If you can. If you don't, that's fine. I'm gonna deal with him myself. Rafik, though, I'm gonna need you to... dispose of that one. Cut down the security captain. And the enforcer. Because I am a supporting element at this time. Funny how that works with melee support being an option. Let's also have a visit at this one so that they don't go after us immediately. So knock knock. Anybody's home? Oh, they always open up with a grenade. Can you stop that? And with a demon summoning too. I'm going to lick ya. On the bright side, he's lost control of the demon already. So, immediately, it's time to heal up everyone. Especially me. I need it. I need it. I want it. Forgot how the rest of the song went. At any rate, I will not stand for whatever you are paddling in here. Absolutely not. Especially you, security captain, and that grenadier of yours. You knock that off immediately. One more. There we go. He's out of the fight. Now, Rafik, you should be able to start targeting that mage. Very good. Take that. And this. And that. Before I forget, strip armor. No more pain. You're all out of gains. Shit out of luck, as they say. And another one. Yep, another one bites the dust. Do we have anything useful in here? I don't think so. Maybe not yet. Maybe that disease they hit someone with was actually magical in nature. We're gonna find out in a bit. Play archived video. Don't mind if I do. We found something valuable. From the shock villain writer data dump? Really? I'm as surprised as you. Those idiots don't care whether they're releasing Marie Mercurial publicity stills or plans for a cold fusion reactor. That's the other side of altruism. In this case, though, they're disseminating useful research. It must have taken years, no, decades to assemble, and we're the only players who can take advantage of it now. What happened to the previous owner? Bullet in the head, from what I understand. In the current form, this project isn't very useful, but it could jumpstart our development of bioweapons. I think we might have found the Holy Grail, sir. A bioweapon that can actually be targeted. If true, this could be a game changer. We're talking about Shiawase actually becoming a major force in the armament space. Okay, I'm tripling your research budget and giving you complete control over Lawrence Berkeley Lab. Don't disappoint me. Oh, you needn't worry, sir. Give me enough time and I'll give you your weapon. Not surprised. Not in the slightest. And finally, Ava. You have something to share? Yes, sir. Project Hemlock has finished its initial phase of development. Thanks to the dedicated efforts of my lab staff, we have managed to replace the payload gene while maintaining current virality levels. We're now shifting our focus to the metagene itself. The current form is very indiscriminate, but once our mapping is complete, we should be able to tailor it as needed. Break it down for me, Miss Montalvo. How long until we have a saleable product? You aren't planning mass market, are you? No, pre-approved clients only. That will help shorten our regulatory timeline. I hope to start simulation trials next year and can deliver small doses of the actual product in 58. One of our customers may want it sooner than that. Can you accelerate the timeline? Well, if you can find me an isolated population to work with, we can start testing the real deal next year. Assuming everything goes successfully, you could begin marketing immediately. Let's do it. I'll put you in touch with the right people. And those right people turned out to be HPF, if I'm understanding it correctly. Third video. This video was taken only hours ago. Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to get in touch with you. The Shiawase Express has robbed the way out was robbed on the way out to Walnut Creek. My factory will start producing a new batch immediately, but in the meantime, we'll need to delay the trials. That's where you're wrong, miss. The trials have started and are successful. What do you mean? You know those crooks who messed with your boat and have generally made life difficult for you? They're the ones who did it. And not only that, they actually brought the goods straight to Haverville. Unbelievable. Believe it, lady. We were as surprised as you, but we did like you said. It took perhaps 10 minutes stop from exposure until they started... Excuse me. This is fantastic news, but I can't process it right now. I have a board meeting starting in 30 seconds and a security audit later. I'll contact you tonight from my manor. Alright, The recording abruptly ends. Ava must have switched it off. We don't know if everyone in the HPF was in on this, but the leaders clearly were. This is horrifying. We need to make a copy of those conversations, otherwise the dwarves will never believe us. Project Hemlock, right. More like Project Poison everyone. We'll shut down this Ava woman first, then Croyne and anyone else who gets in our way. Agreed? Let's see if we can figure out where this manor of hers is. It sounds like she'll be a captive audience for us tonight. We need to move, and quickly. I'm guessing this is where we'll need to go next. Nothing interactable here. Still nothing here. I suppose this is the point where we need to go... To go where? Back to where we came from? Maybe. Or maybe a general look around wouldn't be too much to ask for. Just don't stray too far away from me. At least all the turrets are dead and they won't be able to hurt us. Uh-huh. Nothing yet. Nothing yet. Ah, there it is. Search desk. Just needed to make another round so that we can remember. You'll need to make a swift exit from the building, and security is too tight at the entrance. Head to the west window so your team can rappel down to safety. What did we grab? Exactly. Directions to Ava's Manor. How convenient for us. Are you ready to make a dramatic exit? Always. Always be prepared. You silently thank your years of preparation and your neck for always bringing along some lightweight wires. You rappel down the sheer sides of the Shiawase structure. Once on the ground, you evade the guards and disappear into Portero Hill, or Potrero. Several minutes later, you are driving a stolen car northwest towards Pacific Heights, the site of Ava's Manor. Inside, you hope you will find a way to save Percy. A little quicker. There we go. I see we're walking through the kitchen, or at least the restaurant. You there! I hope you brought the canapes. They're in the truck. The guests have already started arriving. Oh, never mind. I'll find them myself. Grab a tray and get out there. All right. I guess we're posing as waiters tonight. I could go for a canapé. Alright, let's speak with the guards. Apologies, ma'am, but this area is off limits. Miss Montalva will be joining the party shortly. I'll be on my way then. Find a way into Ava's office. Can we go upstairs? No, does not look like it. We can look around. One of the guests. And then I said, if it wasn't my horse, I wouldn't have spent that year in college. Yes, do I know you? I'm a dotted line reportee. I wanted to ping you about some mixed directives I've received lately. Don't tell me. You're one of Frank's minions, right? That idiot couldn't manage his way out of a paper bag. Let's talk shop over there. Dunk. Now give me that uniform. Or whatever he is wearing, because it looked like he was just wearing a generic minion orange jumpsuit. Well, Corey is hitting some poses here, but all is fine now. I'm guessing there is no longer a need to get through here to hack ourselves some credentials, so let's try to speak with the guard now. Apologies, ma'am, but this area is off limits. See? This guy's business. Critical information has emerged about the BLBL disaster. Ava will want to see me immediately. I've overheard more than a few comments about that snafu. Alright, head on in. Ava. What are you doing in my house? I'm here for answers. Wait, I know you. The thorn in my paw. You've been bumbling around Shiawase property for weeks, causing me all sorts of headaches. Don't bother denying it. I've seen your face in the security footage. And I've just heard that it was you who was behind the Shiawase Express robbery. She shakes her head in astonishment. That's going to cause a huge shakeup in the top ranks of corporate security. The thought that a rogue operation could intercept our shipments. Truly astonishing. Ordinarily, I would be delighted at the prospect of weakened rivals, but you've also been interfering with Project Hemlock and my portfolio. Why is that? What's your angle here? It started off as a simple heist, but now I feel compelled to stop whatever you're doing. Oh, so you're a convenient idealist then. How touching. I thought your kind died out back in the 1970s. You see her eye on a nearby planet. It's probably an alarm system of some sort. Dorby, why don't you show the nice woman what happens when hostages try to call for help? No, let's be a little more reasonable. Rafik, restrain her. Of course. He firmly puts Ava's arms behind her back. Behave. I'm not inclined to show you much mercy. I recommend you stay on Five-Finger Discount's good side. She gets stabby when she's angry. Alright, what do you need to know? What exactly does Project Hemlock do? Hemlock is beautiful. An engineering marvel. I doubt you have heard of Dr. Vauclair. He was a German pilot and industrialist, and a brilliant scientist in his own right. He went into seclusion for most of his life and made unbelievable strides in researching the metagene, the genetic code that defines and produces us, metahumans. Vauclair merely wished to use the metagenes as a means of infection, turning the masses into carriers to distribute his disease. Here at Shiawase Biotech, though, we realized that we could use the same technique to target the metagene itself. So that's why it was distributed by Shockwell and Reiter. They were in prime position to grab the research information after his untimely demise by the hands of Odran. In a breakthrough, we isolated the so-called Trog gene, the sequence that manifests in orcs and trolls. By attaching a payload to the sequence, we were able to engineer a virus that could kill those specific metatypes while leaving all others unharmed. I'm sure it was just coincidental that you only went after those metatypes. I'll admit that from a pure engineering perspective, the Trog gene was easiest to identify. Given enough time, we could probably create similar forms for other types, but we need to choose our priorities wisely. Orcs are incredibly prolific. With each passing year, their share of the population grows higher, and they've always been tougher and stronger than other metatypes. Trolls even more so. That has some people worried. If you believe in the onslaught, if you think that conflict between the metatypes is inevitable, then your top priority will be to level the playing field and ensure the population does not grow out of hand. Thanks to my lab, Shiawase Biotech is the sole manufacturer in the world who can offer this solution to our paying customers. They can spray it from the air, or distribute it through rations, or even deploy it during combat. It's a tool for making dead orcs, a very effective one. I believe that the model you tried out is the Monkshoot variety, which specializes in particularly painful and gruesome deaths. It's perfect for vacating an area of opposition. Any trogs who aren't personally infected will be horrified by the carnage and will flee. Guaranteed. Why was Shiawase shipping it to Walnut Creek? Our research is done out of Lawrence, Berkeley, but for actual manufacturing we need a more secure facility. That means a San Francisco facility. We worked out an agreement with Croyne's people. We would help them solve their trog problem, and in return they would provide us with detailed notes on the virus's effectiveness. They were going to pick it up in Walnut Creek and begin deployment in Haverville this weekend. Except you gave the delivery a shortcut. From what I understand, it's been a rousing success. There must be some way to reverse the infection. As in, an antidote? I honestly don't know. There has to be one. I'm serious. You have to understand, the last 3 years of my life has been completely focused on developing this bioweapon. The whole point of it is to be incurable. That's why we made it target the metagene in the first place. That said, I run a large lab with many independent researchers under me. I imagine one of them must have at least looked into a cure at some point. I can't promise anything, but you might be able to find something useful in Lawrence, Berkeley. Who was going to buy the product? Come on, think about it. Who hates orcs and trolls more than anyone? Colonel Saito. That's right. Our champion and protector is also our top client. Ever since the Shavarus incident, Saito has been preparing for a grand expansion. Despite his immense power, he feels hemmed in by the orcs across the bay, and lives in constant fear of a metahuman uprising to topple his regime. He has his crack marine troops and some other assistance, but the sheer number of orcs in the East Bay gives him pause. Project Hemlock will be his salvation. Once we start manufacturing at full scale, we'll produce enough to wipe trogs from the entire city without anyone needing to fire a shot. With Oakland cleared, nothing will stop Saito from taking Walnut Creek, the rest of the East Bay, and on into the Central Valley. And what will stop him? There is no Cal-Free army. He can march all the way into Sacramento without any resistance. So as you can imagine, Project Hemlock is extremely valuable to him. With this one tool, he'll be able to claim the entire Free State. Alright, I've answered your questions. You have all that I can give you. What will you do with me now? I need to take you into custody until a loud alarm sounds coming from outside the manor. In the instant that your attention is diverted, Ava twists a ring on her finger and disappears from sight. Her voice taunts you from over the intercom system. I'm glad I could keep you talking for so long. I believe you know my friends in Lone Star. Au revoir, 5-finger discount. Try not to leave a mess before you expire. I don't believe we have been properly introduced. That will be more than enough, especially if we go for here. Sometimes that is all that is needed. Just let one slip, and that's all it takes. Where are your Lone Star reinforcements, Ava? I can introduce them to myself and explain why I'm named 5-finger discount. Otherwise, I'm gonna be happy to make my exit. There they are. Or at least the one of them that was on the console in there. And here comes the rest of the goon squad. Fireball in here. Burn, you bastards. Burn. Shot, there we go. And another one. Yep, it's all coming up Millhouse. How cute, they also got a rigger with them. And a mage too. Stay right where you are, this won't take too long. Wouldn't want to keep you waiting. Now, Dorby, please don't make that one attack me. That'll do. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Things would be so much easier if you'd just do what I say. Me and you both. One more. We're free to go? Not yet, it seems. Not yet. We're just gonna need to blast through this tiny hole and then into the kitchen. I bet there's more coming, considering the combat is still not finishing. Or we just need to make a hasty retreat. No, there they are. Always more of them. Always. Rafik, would you be so kind as to stand over here and heal us both up? Let's see. Guard, Conjurer, Mage, and Captain. Now that was a good one. Can't quite throw anything yet besides punches. However. The Overwatch is still there. So is melee Overwatch. And Dorby, my dearest, will go over here. At least throw a flamethrower in the direction of that guard. Very good crits all around, I must say. Very good crits. Now go ahead and lose control of your spirit. I beg of you. Otherwise, I would like to not see Rafik die. So don't die on me just yet. Heal him up. And let's introduce them to this one that I've been saving for quite a while. I miss, but I still hit some of the intended targets. Conjurer should go down. Come on. Almost. Once he does go down, Spirit should be going down with him. Like that. There's the Captain. And a Demolisher. I'm guessing he'll have a fancy grenade launcher, but I also got voltaic grenades, which is unpleasant. Still, I am going to deal with you in a second. Now, Dorby, would you be so kind as to cast Strip Armor on the Captain? Thank you. And a Fireball up their arse. Now I can move in. And continue blasting. We'll get them in a second. Yeah, you're not getting out of this one so easily. Ruger Super Warhawk, go. I said go. And now we're free to get out of here. Didn't even need to break into her server. Off to Berkeley. Ava has drawn your attention to Lawrence Berkeley, the laboratory where you primed the earthquake and which you may now hold the key to curing Percy. It's a long trip, and along the way you manage to regroup and resupply with your remaining comrades. As you approach, you see that the facility is on high alert. Its four academic trappings have been exposed as a sham, revealing the military-industrial complex it has been all along. These merchants of death are now the prow of a new genocide, and unless you can stop them, many more victims will follow in their wake. And let me go ahead and grab a drink in the meantime. Be right back. Back again. Guess who's back? Back again. Tell your friends. No, I'm sure I got the cadence wrong on that one. At any rate, I think we're gonna go with the same team. Cora, Dorby, and Rafik. Nothing yet we need to grab besides more medkits. Bliss? Sure. We'll grab Bliss as well. Dorby will take Relaxin. Cora will grab Smart Proximity Grenades. And Rafik will take another Force 4 Elemental Fetish. And a Platinum Trauma Kit. No, not Platinum, Gold one. What do we have here? Due to a recent security breach, all electronic entry systems have been rekeyed. Please visit Human Resources during normal operating hours to receive new access authorization. What do we have here? Another cred stick. No, elevator access token, in case we needed it yet again. Nothing here. I'll try to pay attention to the add timer, considering I was the one who set it up in the first place. Up on the upper floor, what do we have? Same old, if memory serves right. Well, these doors were closed. No, those were open as well. I am remembering it now. There's the research data. The heading in the locked screen grabs your attention. Hemlock Project reports. This unit appears to be keyed to a researcher's private keys. You'll need to acquire their credentials or find a jackpoint to upload your own. Acquire research credentials. Time to look around. Nothing over here besides those portraits yet again. And we don't need to pass through here yet, so back down we go. It's unlikely I have credentials in here, but let's just double check. No, nothing yet. Nothing yet still, rather. So back out onto the campus and into the... Well, if it ain't my favorite little orc. Keiji thought that you might be the back to cause trouble. When he's right, he's right. You've messed with us for the last time. It ends here. Ooh, strong words from a snaggle-toothed inbred abomination of a person. It will end here, but not for me. I've kicked your ass everywhere from Reading to San Francisco. This is getting old, Claude. And I'm still here and you're still an insufferable shorty. You really suck at killing me. At least we've flushed you out into the open. No more hiding behind the talk of preserving human culture. You're clearly on the side of monsters. You can think that. But when the news hits tomorrow, all anyone will hear is how a heroic band of loyal humans helped stop a metahuman terrorist group from destroying a vital medical research facility. You've done a good job at keeping a low profile, but that won't stop us from fingering you as a terrorist cell with links to the metahuman People's Army. The media will report that Saito what tells them to, and your names will be dragged through the mud for as long as you're remembered. Any last words before I put you down, you troglobbing asshole? How long have you been working for Saito? Big S and I have never technically met, but let's just say we share mutual friends. After Hestebai's slaves kicked me out of Reading, I thought the native Californians were done for. Without funding or a safe hold, it seemed like our days were numbered. Fortunately, there are some powerful folks out there who know how it is. A whole secret nation who have the guts to make sacrifices for the world as it should be. People who want to see a human world once more. Those friends of mine have been pals with Saito for a long time. After I moved to the remnants of the NCs down to the Bay, they introduced us. Oh, don't tell me you're with the Humanist Polo Club, or rather they're your employers. Why does Saito need you? Why not send his Marines? San Francisco is a fortress. The further you travel from it, the more dangerous life becomes. Those Marines are great fighters, but they're also huge targets, and most pointy ears around here would love to put them down. My man can blend in better, strike where needed, and fade away. We get results without requiring a huge investment. A Shadowrunner like you would understand that. Besides, Saito's no idiot. He knows how foreign media loves to blow any metahuman purges way out of proportion. We give him plausible deniability so he can continue acting like the tough but fair representative of law and order, while we handle the dirty jobs that need to be done. What do you get out of this? I get to do what I love. Killing trogs, killing dandelion eaters, killing shorties. Each time I split a viscera across the asphalt, we're drawing one step closer to a pure human world. I'd do this for free, but Saito's pro-human backers give us the resources we need to be even more effective. We finally have access to good Japanese megacorp quality weaponry, electronics, and body armor. Not to mention access to a wide and hidden network of caches, hideaways, and escape routes. I'm tired of talking. It's time for killing. Let 'em have it! Of course they get the first move. Otherwise they would have been done for in a second. Well, maybe a minute. Still, the asshole is running away already. How trite. Lieutenant, soldier, heavy, thug. A heavy seems like a higher priority target. Therefore, taste of my blade. Same goes for you, by the way. Let's strip some armor from that lieutenant. Of course, it didn't work. I guess back to blasting then. Wherever I go, it's gonna be a flank from them. At least they're not doing that much damage for now. Might as well actually use all the consumables I got. It's not like I'm gonna be using them anywhere else for the time being. Now eat another proximity grenade. And start blasting. Or rather, continue blasting. And you get lit on fire. One more. Come on now, Dorby, you can do better than that. Ow. There we go. Fine. Thank you, Rafik. As always, you are a credit to team. I don't think they expected us to take, rather they being native Californians expected just this squad to take us down, right? That's gotta be a distraction just to stall for time. Now let's think about where to next. The library, as I was going to say. Of course, due to recent security breach, all electronic entry systems have been rekeyed. I guess we go back into the research lab, or at least have a look around for another entry. that we may or may not have missed. Doesn't look like it. So back into the research lab. Let's have another look around. Let's see, we did find the elevator access token, which would allow us to access restricted floors. But what else are we missing? Maybe it was on the upper floor and we just kind of walked past it. I don't think so. Not in this room. And not in this room, unless we can hack from here on. No. Ah, there we go. A key card. Library access. And campus security badge. There we go. Why did they not were highlighted the first time I was there? Maybe I just didn't mouse over or near them. I suppose that's a good explanation. But now I can go back out. And first things first, we are going to the library. Crap, they came back? I thought we were done with these idiots. Take them down before the bosses find out that they breached our perimeter again. Oh, I guess you're the second shift. Well, too bad. You ain't getting any mercy from me this time, you know that? So stay down. If you know what's good for you, you will run. But somehow I doubt you'll do that. We are doing some very good rolls, I must say. No. Guess we're just gonna walk up on in here and goodbye. Geek the mage first, as is tradition, or rather as are the rules of etiquette. More? One more, come on. That's all I wanted to see. You're supposed to stay down. What did I say to you? Down, I said. Down! If you won't go down, I'll make you go down. Armor stripped. Flamethrower. Not applied. So I guess we're gonna do this the old-fashioned way. The closer we are, the better the chance to hit. I said the better chance to hit, the closer we are, Rafik. Stop embarrassing me in front of the corpse. And there we go. Lab credentials. Nothing else in here, I imagine, but just so that we are sure. And the audience too. That is a very good point. Outside. No nasty surprises. No nasty surprises. There's gonna be another thing that we'll need to grab once we're out there, but first, hitting security once again. Of course, they're all once again here. What do we got? A security guard, a security mage. Out over here we got nothing to loot because we've got everything from the last time, so I suppose we can start blasting. You've only brought this upon yourselves, you know that? Of course you do. But that's what you get for being a corporate stooge. Fireball 3, believe it or not, is starting to feel a little inadequate. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3. No more pain, and no more gain for you, buddy old pal. There's the jack-in point. Cora, get in. And of course there is already welcoming committee. Anyone remembers how to solve this puzzle? No worries. We can figure it out as we go, or rather remind ourselves. You get out of my sight. Same for you. Now, how did it go? Kinda like that. First of all, we go to the left. Not what I was going to click. Absolutely not. I am starting to accumulate system trace a little quicker than I'd like. Not a big fan of that. But I suppose that is inevitable. Come on. Just a little more is all I need. %69% chance to hit, baby. I did see that, Cora. It was subpar. Not up to my standards. So sorry about that. There we go. Here's the keycards. Credentials uploaded. Welcome to the LBL. And now we can get out of here, right? Unless there is also something else waiting for us at the left side that we are gonna need. So let's double check just in case. Of course there is. There's always a welcoming committee for us. But we're getting closer and closer to being traced. I'd rather have a spell that would help me with getting rid of that system trace, but as it stands, not much I can do about it. Except let it accumulate and then hope that the black ice will not eat me alive. Especially since they got a Decker in here. Right, deploy blaster. You out of here. I'll see you burn in a second. You will come next. I'll scour you all from my domain. And naturally we're gonna deal with you too. At least we don't have to hack through you. Let's disable the drones. Drone targeting systems reset, recalibrating. Time for us to leave. Like yesterday. The sight of an enormous dragon overloads the interface. It fills the entire field of vision, obliterating the rest of the matrix behind its sheer bulk. Tendrils of cabling imply that the creature has somehow jacked into this virtual space, but it feels more present than anything else in the digital world. For that matter, it feels more present than anything in the physical world. You are not one of my children. Your time has not yet come. The dragon's voice penetrates your skull. Not through a data link interface, nor through your ears. The words appear unbidden directly inside your mind. Telepathy, then. I await my clutch, but instead you arrive. What brings you here, mortal? Oh shit. I'm trying to save a friend of mine. Great movements have begun. Beware the widening cycle. I see that you will have a part to play in this, and much that happens will depend on your actions. And yet, this is but an opening salvo in an ancient war, a war that has not yet begun. Its violence will outlive you and all you care for. A great storm is coming. Search for shelter. When the wind roars, when the skies crack open, when the levees break, all those who stand alone will be swept away. You must find a lee. You must find a place of safety. Gather those who will listen and lead them to salvation. I will do this. Return now to the realm of flesh and death. You must stand alone in the trial you face, so that you might stand together in the trials yet to come. Wow. Thank you for the warning, Great Dragon Hastabai. Double bot ban. I'm pretty sure I saw just one that spammed 2 messages. But sure, I think we can count that as a double kill. Now back into the research lab we go. And... they are sending out more and more people at us. We got a Rigger, a regular guard, and a captain. I guess you all know what that means. It's time to kill more of them. Let's see, Dorby, can you target the captain with your armor break spell? There we go, finally it's working as intended. And the crits are reliably pouring in. Don't bunch up. Not too bad for Rent-A-Cop. I agree. The conjurers do start to hurt, I must note, but I imagine that's only because of magical damage. One more. Down the rigger goes. One more. Almost. Rafik. Very nice. Now, up the elevator we go. No more nasty surprises, please. I'm just trying to access my email. You found the central repository of research data for Project Hemlock. It is vast, with petabytes of unstructured data all jumbled together. It would take ages to search through it. I might be able to help you with that. Where did you come from? We've been keeping an eye on you for quite some time, Five-Finger Discount. We thought that you had an asset of ours, but it turns out that you may be an even more valuable asset than we had expected. This must all feel very sudden, particularly in the midst of all the other excitement in your life right now. I will endeavor to be brief and focus on your immediate stakes in this situation. You may extrapolate the bigger picture at your leisure. Can you make anything out of this data? Indeed. I managed to slip into this facility while you were engaging Mr. Bullion's rabble outside. Fortunately, my expertise lies in being able to swiftly extract meaningful data from noise, to find the platinum needle in a haystack. There is a great deal of fascinating information here. For better or worse, it does not include any data on already manufacturing Project Hemlock. Those genetic keys are undoubtedly kept under high security in San Francisco. However, it appears that a rogue geneticist spent some time secretly researching a cure for Hemlock. Though these notes align nicely with research being done at one of our own labs, building off of a prototype developed by a Russian emigre with a penchant for transhumanism. And there is a Racta reference in there. We recently lost track of our prototype, but we're making strides towards achieving a dream of immortality. Self-healing machines integrated into the body, repairing themselves for an infinite time. This radical treatment could prove salvation for Percy. According to the scientist's notes, implanting a nanohive equipped with a black unicorn horn into the victim will allow you to reprogram the virus, dissociating the anti-Trog payload from the metagene and rendering the infection inert. With our own research halted, this may be the only chance of a remedy. A black unicorn horn and a nanohive? Where could we find something like that? Once again, you can find anything you might want in the Alameda Antiques Fair. The Alameda Fair has lost lots of magic sellers. I'm sure they have unicorn horns. They're probably our best shot at finding a black one. Alameda is probably your best bet. Nanohives are expensive anywhere, and black unicorn horns are extremely rare. I hope you can find what you need. I'll try to extract as much information as I can from this lab before Saito moves in force to reclaim for the Megacorps. Who are you? I am Ariana, or you may call me Mr. Johnson if you like. All names are disposable and matter not. What's more important is who I represent. The company who owns that skin you wear and the woman who used to wear it. Our property is a vessel for your person. Fortunately for you, I won't collect our property today. Whether through intent or accident, you have thrown a spanner into the machinations of our foes. It is in our interest to see you succeed. What do you want with me? We would love for you to interfere with Shiawase's plans, but you seem to be doing a fine job of that on your own. We also favor any action that will weaken Colonel Saito, but once again, you have performed remarkably well as an independent agent. I want to set you up for success. In the short term, that means restoring Percy to a position of health. In the longer term, however, you may aid our efforts against our mutual foes. Farewell, Five-Finger Discount. I will try to meet you on the island. The plot thickens, right as we're about to finish the game. Fancy how it all works. Some say that could be a nice sequel hook, but we never know until we get to Calfrey in Chains, that is. But I guess we're gonna need to put off Shadowrun after that for a little bit, because we do have some other games to get to, which I have been anxious to show off and try out. Time to get out of here in the meantime. You hear the howl of sirens approaching from the distance. Will you brave the cordon and flee south to Alameda? Saito's Marines are out in force tonight, doubtless planning on to reclaim Lawrence Berkeley Laboratory. Fortunately, years on the streets of Oakland have taught you how to move silently and which routes to follow when evading detection. The same skills you once honed back to track metahuman gangs now enable you to escape from those who would destroy them. You avoid the tunnel, finding a small raft on the northern shore. Your team quietly paddles across to the island of Alameda. Time is rapidly running out for Percy, but with luck, you will find the ingredients that Ariana claims will save her. Let's see. Trash. Nothing but trash. And in a trash bin, an eldritch shock runs through your body. You instinctively sense an artifact of great power calling to you from somewhere to the west. Alright, fine, jeez. Hey, is that the gang that threw the native Californians off the island? Yeah, unfortunately they're also Shiawase slags. Too bad. Well, time to clean house. You rats. Now that was a decent crit. However, I will not stand for slander, and you are currently slandering my good name with your presence, and by virtue of, well, slandering. So that means I am going to rip your guts out. Not through your mouth necessarily. We'll see how it goes. I throw it over here. I can. Much better damage. Much better damage all around. And down it goes. Of course, you also have grenades, as expected. But I will see you all burn nonetheless. Just get a little closer, like that. Thank you. Stop shooting Dorby. Don't make me angry. You won't like it when I'm angry. One more. There we go. Much better. And a 1. And a 2. Come on. And a... Fine. We're gonna do this the old-fashioned way then, with bullets and violence. Then again, bullets already imply violence. You mess with a ball, You get the horns. Before we cut you down, Dorby, would you be so kind as to heal yourself up? Like that. Thank you. Rafik. Not yet. Cora, though. Cora will do even better. And now we can cut you down. Sooner or later, I will cut you down. Nothing to do with that Johnny Cash song. Just a matter of fact. Now, what do we have here? We're gonna need Biotech 4 to determine where an hive might be found. And Etiquette Academic, likely seller for Unicorn Horn. I guess we're just going to go through all of this. Your product releases noxious fumes. You feel briefly dizzy. Ow. Ouch! A hidden blade slices your hand. This booth has long since been picked over. What, you think you can just wander onto Alameda, take our stuff and get away? Not a chance. Drop it or die. You don't want to mess with me. I'm already in a bad mood. Stop screwing around. Take her down, gang. If you insist. Should you kill me, I will come back stronger. But actually, I'm gonna heal myself first. Now I'm gonna take a shot of Cram. And I'm gonna start tearing into you, specifically into this shaman. And a little bit into that fighter. Still missed that one, unfortunately. Fine. Guess I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Yeah, we can do it like that. Destroyer, huh? Of course, you also got the grenade launcher, but it won't help you now. Silly boy. Go Team Shadowrunner. And you, mage, are also going to die. As long as I can hit you. Like that. But with one more AP damage. Very good. Also, thanks for standing still, wanker. And there's the Black Unicorn Horn, I imagine. I see that you found whatever item you've been searching for. Let's have a little chat first. Crazy night, huh? For a change, I wasn't even blowing anything up. Just lying low, looking after my man, tending our wounds, and then... BAM! Jets flying overhead, choppers hovering over Auckland, heavy tanks rumbling across the Bay Bridge. Somebody's pissed off Saito something fierce, and word in the street is that it's you. Which I don't get. You've always been a bootlicker, so what did you do to make your master turn on you? Saito's a bad guy, simple as that. What is this, some the enemy of my enemy is my friend shit? I've never bought that. There are a lot of bad people out there, and just because they are willing to kill each other doesn't magically make them my allies. So tell me, what turns a lapdog like you into a rabid threat? It's a long story. You give Zealor an abbreviated version of events, how his MPA attack nearly killed you, the heist you pulled off against Shiawase, the celebration, Percy's abrupt and terrifying collapse, and what you've learned since then about Project Hemlock, Saito, and Claude Bouillon's collusion. Holy shit, that's crazy. I was expecting you to make up some crap, but I figured you'd go with the traditional, I've been a double agent all along bullshit. This is so convoluted, it almost makes you credible. I have to admit I've thought for some time that I might have misunderstood you. When I see a cop uniform like yours, I assume you have a typical cop mind and typical cop values. But ever since you took off the uniform, you've acted rather decently towards me and my kind. I don't know, maybe I'm going crazy, but do you want some assistance in the upcoming battle? This doesn't make us friends, but my first loyalty will always be to the MPA. But right now, you're my best shot at striking against the powers that be in the city, and I'm no longer concerned that you might stab me in the back while I'm helping you. You aren't seriously considering this, are you? We can't join up with the MPA. They represent everything that's wrong with the resistance movement. Collateral damage, indiscriminate slaughter. We need to beat Saito, but we have to do so on our own terms, not his. Have you forgotten what got us into this mess in the first place? That prick and his bombs. He came at you, Alice. Never forget that. He deserves to die for what he did. I don't know. You're going up against some pretty serious foes, Five-Finger Discount. Say what you want about Zealor, but he's effective at killing things. Better to have him on your side than not. Well? You know, this would be a time when I would ask what's your opinion on this one, but hey, if he is a violent revolutionary, and we've all remembered that him detonating us, those bombs near us, put this whole thing into motion in the first place, there's no way I trust you to fight by my side. Let's settle this out in the open. As you wish. It's a shame that that it had to end this way. I would have loved watching you take down your old bosses. I promise you a clean death. Come at me. No, you come at me. Fighter, destroyer, lieutenant, and Zealor himself. I'm already out of bliss. Yeah, because I struck first in this particular case. I guess we can also throw a flashbang grenade at you. Even though I missed, we still got at least one. Also, gonna need to take down that destroyer pronto. Oh, you know what? I'll still take it. And a flamethrower for good measure. Zealor! See this? I'm gonna shoot you with that. You can stop me, but more will rise up in my place. One day we will win our freedom. They always say that. Oh, they've got a sniper over there too. Didn't notice you there. I'll get to you in a second. Slippery fuck, ain't he? One more. There we go. Shift. Rafik, can you take out that fighter? Oh, that's Dorby, excuse me. Still, Dorby. Give him a hell. Almost got that bastard. I'll take down that fighter. And that one, hopefully. One more. There we go. Now this is power. If you don't knock that off, I'm gonna knock your teeth in. You dig? Of course you don't, because you're a stupid motherfucker. And stupid motherfuckers don't live for too long. As I'm gonna prove in a second. For now though, Dorby. One more. One more, please. Now, Rafik, can you nail it? 44% chance. I think we can still give it a try. Bam! Missed. At least it's just a grenade, even though it shredded some of our armor. Oh, and of course that asshole had a healing kit. I'm gonna break your face once I get to you. I'm gonna just go up and say hello to you, because you deserve that. %44% chance to hit, so we gotta move up over here. And now it turns into 57% chance. And with the aim shot, 72% chance. Little better. And as I mentioned, see this? Now you don't. We got everything we needed. Anyone needs to be healed up? Well, Dormy will need to be healed up. But not yet, I'm thinking. However, while we are at it... Nothing in our stash? Nothing in our stash, it seems. Or at least nothing we can retrieve at this point. But we got everything we need, so let's get out of here. There's our contact. Ah, 5-finger discount. I was afraid I wouldn't catch you in time. I see that you have found the ingredients for the cure. I bear unfortunate news. I have contacted other colleagues in my organization to find a means of combating Project Hemlock. They believe they may be able to synthesize a cure, but it will require access to an intact black unicorn horn in order to replicate and mass produce it. You were lucky to find that source when you did. We've scanned our worldwide inventory and come up dry. Our only hope of manufacturing a cure lies in your hands. Unfortunately, even by expediting our research, it will take us at least several weeks to finalize an antidote, and I doubt Percy will last that long. Conversely, if you use the unicorn horn to cure your friend, its potency will be destroyed and useless to our research. This is a difficult request to make, but I am compelled to ask. Will you give me the horn? This is only a request, not a demand. You did all the work to uncover Hemlock and locate the cure in the first place, so I cannot in good conscience forcibly take it from you. Nonetheless, please think carefully on the implications. If Hemlock is widely deployed in the East Bay, tens of thousands of orcs and trolls will die. If it is distributed globally, that number would swiftly climb into the millions, perhaps even higher. Your friend will develop a lifetime immunity after receiving this ad hoc cure, but vastly more would be doomed. Oh, this is awful. It hurts my heart to consider it, but there's only one choice to make. You need to do what's right for the world and help create the cure. I'm one of those who will be affected by Hemlock, and that thought scares me. But I still think you need to save Percy. She stood by your side when you needed help, and it's only right that you look after her now that she needs you. Besides, Hook says we can trust this elf. We have no way of knowing if any of what she says is true. What I know is that cure is available. I don't see the sense in just turning it over to Ariana. It might help the world, but does it really help us? We should stick with the known quantity of getting Percy back on her feet and worry about saving the world later. What do you say, 5-finger discount? This, however, is the point where I'm asking for your opinion. Because this is a very difficult choice to make. One that I'd rather not make at all in this case. But still. Do we keep the horn? Or do we give it up? Keep or give? Keep or give? really don't know. It is a difficult choice, and one that I may not be making that easily. Antidote. That means you are voting for giving up the Horde, right? Okay, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. It hurts, but I'll give you what you need to save millions of lives. I know this was hard. On behalf of myself, my employers, and all the people who will never know that you saved their lives, I offer thanks. If you'll excuse me, I must rush off and start working the antidote immediately. I doubt that this crisis is over yet, though. The HPF remains at large, and Saito's forces will be moving quickly. Please check on the situation in Haverville. I will be in touch once I have more information. 24 karma after all is said and done. You've done all that you can here. It's time to head back and see what can be done for Percy. You follow your team onto Highway 24 and back to Haverville. You remember when this once felt like a safe place, a refuge from the violence outside. No more. The illusion has fallen, and now you see it for what it is. Just another battleground in the endless war between those who take and those who have. You return with a heavy heart and empty hands. After all of your effort, there will be no salvation for Percy. But your mission will not end in failure. You must right the wrongs of this place and ensure Hemlock does not claim even more victims. Well, Orion took over Cryon's shop quickly. I am delighted to witness your return. I feared that the machinations of the so-called Haverville Protection Front had eliminated you and your companions. Has there been any further violence against orcs and trolls here? There has not. The initial response by the HPF claimed several victims, but fortunately the majority of dwarves reacted quickly against the violence. They chased the aggressive HPF members out of these tunnels. In the time since, many dwarves have expressed regret for not acting sooner. Whereas the so-called moderate dwarves previously ignored us and pretended we did not exist, they now express sympathy for our plight and offer our assistance. Only time will tell if this represents a genuine change of heart and if it will persist into the future. How have you responded to this event? I have activated a small group of Alliance agents already present in Haverville and recruited many more sympathetic members into our ranks. Primarily orcs, but we have also been joined by several trolls and a great many dwarves who wish to show solidarity with our plight. On a more practical level, we have seized the assets of Croyn and several other HPF members who have fled Haverville. Should you wish to acquire any magical goods, I will gladly supply you with what remains from his stock. Were you affected by the Hemlock deployment? I was not. Your team inadvertently delivered a large quantity of Hemlock here, but only Percy came into direct contact with it when she delivered the crates. We believe that the HPF plan to disperse the rest of the supply throughout the region, and they prematurely revealed their intentions by attacking you. While your team occupied them, I led a small force of October 25th Alliance agents who reclaimed the crates. We have quarantined the threat and will destroy them once Dr. Toller has found a way for us to do so safely. That's all. Do you wish to acquire any supplies before you leave? Let's see what you have. Let's see, chi casting. Nothing that we can use just yet. Lightning Strike would be fine. So I suppose it's time to level up our chi casting. 25 karma to spend after all. So, spell casting. Willpower. 6 here and there we go. So once again, cheek casting 6. Where does this land us? This lands us into Celestial Mana Fist as a replacement for regular Mana Fist. Damage 12. And what else? Mystic Armor. So Mystic Armor and Celestial Mana Fist. Confirm that. Replace Mana Fist with a Celestial Mana Fist. Come on. And what else there was? No, I think that's it. We'll leave Martial Defense on, Magic Resistance, Nerve Strike, Counter Strike, and we can sell off Mana Fist and Quick Strike. Also the Katana, because we no longer need it. Same with Lightning Barrier 2, Armor 2, Blur 1, Flamethrower 2, Fireball 2, Shamanic Ritual Garb, Shield ESP, Firewall ESP, Suppression 1, Medic 2, Erosion 2, Blaster 2, and that Fuchi Virtua X. Got us some money in the process. Now, Horatio, got anything new to say? Wow, I don't know what to say. Croyan, huh? Can't say I ever liked him all that much, but to be fair, I'm not a huge fan of people in general. I certainly didn't expect him to turn on everyone like that. I can't claim to speak on behalf of all dwarf kind or anything, but don't let him get you down. Most of us halfers are quite reasonable. I only blame the ones who turned against us. Those HPF followers are bad lot, which I'd known how bad. I'm starting to regret coming here in the first place. This scene is turning out to be a huge bummer. Still, even if this is the perfect excuse for me to get out of town, it'll take a while for me to wind down my affairs, so do you need anything before you head out? No, I don't think so. They're not selling the items I need. Into Dorby's office we go. There's the rest of them. Thank you for joining me. I have conferred with my superiors and learned some information that you may find particularly interesting. We've already started synthesizing early prototypes of the antidote. We're probably 10 to 20 days away from a stable version that can be mass-produced. We thank you once again for your wisdom and generosity in giving us a chance to stop this atrocity. However, Saito and his cronies will likely figure out soon that we're working on a permanent cure. Therefore, it is almost certain that he will accelerate his timetable of deploying the existing experimental stock of hemlock. Even though we don't expect his armies will be ready to march for several years, he could begin his program of mass extermination at any time. One of our embedded security teams has managed to locate the facility responsible for the manufacturing of hemlock. It is located in a factory on the site of the old Potrero generating station. We believe that the world's entire stock is located within, since Shiawase has not yet received payment for delivery. Can your forces take it out? We are in the process of marshalling a small army from Silicon Valley which can reach the border of Daly City with our 4 hours notice. However, crossing the line into San Francisco proper would have catastrophic consequences. While Saito has mostly focused on the metahumans to the east, he and his megacorp allies haven't forgotten their competitors in the south. The Marines have dug into entrenched positions along the border. Any aggression on our part would set off a war. That's a skirmish we might be able to win if we strike fast and hard enough. But the risk is too great. Shiawase could release Hemlock to Saito at any time, and he would have a chance to initiate his purge before we even reach the facility. We can't allow that to happen. If we need to do whatever it takes to stop Saito, stop the Corps, stop their allies, and save the metahumans of the area. What do you want from us? You've already done us an invaluable service in uncovering the nature and scope of this threat. We believe you are the team which is best equipped and best located to destroy the factory and all of its contents before Saito has a chance to claim it. And in the process we can see exactly how they are manufacturing Hemlock in the first place. That could come in useful if anyone tries to restart it in the future. You are in the unique position of having already met and triumphed over the principal players aligned with Hemlock. This is your chance to finish the job and shut it down. Of course, we don't expect you to do this work for free. My employers have extremely deep pockets. If you do this for us, we would be in your debt. Money, influence, favors, the choice is yours. I don't know what we need all that much more money after pulling off the heist. I do like the sound of getting some powerful allies, though. You never know when that will come in handy. What can you tell me about the facility? It is located a short distance from Shiawase headquarters, and it is a considerably hardened site. I doubt there will be many opportunities for stealth or coercion. Expect to face representatives of all the stakeholders in the Hemlock enterprise. Furthermore, our Signals Intelligence Division has gathered credible information that many of the major players are currently on site. We believe this is due to an imminent deal between Saito and Miss Montalvo, or perhaps they are merely showing caution and ensuring that the factory is not compromised like the Berkeley lab. Regardless, you should be prepared to face the principles of the forces you've encountered thus far. Ending their existence would help seal Hemlock's coffin and ensure that the project is not restarted. They deserve it. We can finally settle the score with those who have wronged you. I owe it to Percy's memory to see that nobody else has to suffer the way she did. I did not know Percy, but from what I gather, I am sure that's what she would want. Her name may be lost to history, but your actions will give meaning to an unwitting sacrifice. I can arrange secure transport to Potrero Point. Once on the ground, you'll be on your own. We have at least a little time to prepare, so please make sure your team is equipped and well stocked. This may be the most important mission of your life, so do not skimp on your tools. The situation is moving swiftly back at my own headquarters, and our agents will work in parallel to provide any material support they can during your expedition to the factory. I will hail you over our comlink if any actionable intelligence arises. Good fortune to you, Five-Finger Discount. We are all counting on you to bring this nightmare to a close. Alice, I was just coming to see you. I wanted to talk with you about Percy. No woman should have to bear the decision you needed to make. I appreciate your sympathy. I just wish I had more to offer than my words and feelings. If only there was some way we could have known. Some way to turn back time. This wasn't an accident, though. You have enemies and they struck at you. You know what you have to do. Strike right back at them. Precisely. Those who oppose you have shown their true colors, and you need to shut them down. This is it, Alice. The big one. I hope you bring me with you for this, our last and best shot at balancing the scales out here. Cora? I don't mind telling you, this has been a hella stressful time, and it looks like it's only going to get more intense. As usual, you'll bear the brunt of the suffering, but hold strong. What happens next will change the future of the Bay Area. We'll make this world a better place. For too long, the opposition parties have been fractured, squabbling amongst themselves for meaningless scraps while Saito and the Corps reign serenely from the other side of the bridge. No more. Once word of Hemlock gets out, it will politicize orcs and trolls. They'll see that unless they join together and take action, their foes will wipe them from the earth. With luck, we'll be able to build a grand coalition. Orcs, trolls, and reasonable dwarves, all focused on our greatest threat. We've always had the numbers. We've only lacked the will. After today, though, there will be no more excuse for apathy. Let's make sure we survive this first before making any grand plans. Yes, there are priorities. I don't mean to distract you or pile more worries on your shoulders. Just know that there is a lot of goodwill behind you. Know that I'm here, and that a whole host of People's University and Alliance members are closely watching what's about to happen. We can provide our only limited practical support during this final mission, but we'll be ready to capitalize on the situation as soon as the Hemlock threat has been neutralized. Oh, and before I forget, our friends from the PU were able to find buyers for all the cargo you stole from the Shiawase train. It's even more valuable than we had thought. Here's your share of the loot. They definitely mean you to buy large. This will be the final mission. Of course, this really isn't about the money anymore, but I hope it provides some use to you. Good luck. We're all counting on you. Sable? So, here we stand. I had not anticipated that we would still be working together so closely after the completion of the heist. Obviously, the circumstances necessitating this action have been unfortunate, but I, for one, am excited to see how it all ends. I quite enjoy puzzles, and it's been a pleasant surprise to realize that we have been pieces in a larger puzzle without even noticing it. Now that we have not seen how the pieces are connected, the mission has grown even more interesting. Hopefully, we can put everything in its right place. We aren't the puzzle masters, and we never will be. But hopefully we can at least discern the shape of the pieces around us and understand how we fit into this world. I'm curious to know how your own thoughts. You've led a whirlwind of activity, from your moment of crowning triumph to suffering a crushing blow to reaching your current position on the precipice of infamy. How do you feel? It's been rough, but with a team at my side, I'm optimistic we can make things right. A fine sentiment. No matter how difficult the burden, it grows easier to bear the more you can share it with others. In any case, I am grateful to you for putting up with me for as long as you have. If you don't mind extending our association a little longer, I would greatly enjoy traveling with you and seeing for myself how this tale ends. And finally, Dorby. Hiya, are you ready to take down those Shiawase creeps and their allies once and for all? I know that I sure am. What do you hope to get out of this fight? A resume boost. I have a bit of a natural constituency among the local dwarves, racial affinity or whatever you want to call it, but expanding beyond that core has proven challenging. After stopping Hemlock at its tracks, I'll be the savior of Orkkind. I often talk about how much I value orcs, but taking concrete action will have a far bigger impact than words ever could. I expect that more and more orcs will flock to my side, joining with the dwarves who already follow me to form a grand alliance. At last, I'll be able to form a movement in my own right. Not as your right-hand lady, but directly calling the shots. I can't wait to finally get more traction on my rise to power. A politician after my own heart. As long as you travel with... You've worked hard for this. Most of that work was wasted, but even when the missions didn't directly advance my goals, they were preparing me for big moments like this. It feels like everything is finally falling into place. So why are you still sticking around now that the job is over? Yeah, Cora paid out my share earlier, but this was never about the money. Money is just a tool to get what you want. Right now, you're offering something much better than a heist, a chance to reshape the world and burnish my own legend in the process. I've been working in the shadows for too long, you know? Operating with other runners or gangs, pulling off scores. We've done some cool stuff, but none of it lasts. The whole point of hiring a runner is that nobody will know how great a job they did. Well, no more. As far as I'm concerned, I'm saving the Bay Area from a horrendous bioweapon, and I intend to make sure that everyone knows it. If it's fame you want, it's fame you'll have. No, not just fame, influence, power. There's a difference between rescuing the population and winning big on Truly Tridio. The latter opens doors, but the former changes minds. See you later. Certainly. It probably goes without saying, but I do hope that I can stand by your side when you get rid of Ava and everyone else in her camp. It will do wonders for my fame if I can strike the killing blow. Now, truth be told, I am not certain that I have it in me to finish this final mission for this stream. I just gotta make a visit to the good doctor there. Tell ourselves that there was nothing we could do. Maybe we'll put Percy on some kind of machine that will filter her blood out, if it helps. But we'll see about that in a second. What a rush. This has been really intense. Healing your injury could have been a lifetime achievement on our own. Add in what happened to Percy and... well, I don't know where to start. Thanks for all that you've done. No, thank you for the opportunity. I would have frittered away my talent in the Oakland sprawl without all the disasters that have befallen you. Before you go, do you need any final supplies for the road? Yeah. I'll take 2 Platinum Trauma Kits, 2 Premium Med Kits. I'll take Jazz. I'll take Cram. I'll take Bliss. And I'll take Relaxin. That's all. Nothing else here. Nothing else here, it seems. Now, I hate to leave this on a bit of a sour note, but as I mentioned, I don't think I have that much of a strength to continue at this point in time. So next Thursday will definitely be the last Shadowrun Shadowrun Hong Kong stream for a while. Hopefully you will be as excited to see the conclusion of this particular story as I am, because the game is definitely throwing a lot of, not the curveballs, but setups for the sequel, after all is said and done. So right now, I would like to thank you all for coming, and I will see you all maybe even tomorrow. Who knows, I might throw in a short guerrilla stream, because as I mentioned, I got a lot of stuff to show off, and time waits for no one. Until that time, though, thank you all for coming, and I will see you all next time. Good night.